Hello, let me introduce myself. My name is Sylvia Ramaida Hutasoid with student ID 123490004 from the RB Practicum class. This time I will explain an Arduino program running on the ESP32 where this program creates a REST API web server to control WS2812 or NeoPixel LEDs. This program is written from the ESP32 microcontroller, and its main purpose is to create a REST API web server that allow us to control WS2812 or NeoPixel LED straight-talk Wi-Fi. At the beginning of the code, we include the important libraries Wi-Fi, which is responsible for connecting the ESP32 to a Wi-Fi network web server, H, which allows the ESP32 to act as a web server as handle HTTP requests and adequate NeoPixel, which gives us the ability to control the WS2812 LED strip. After that, we define the Wi-Fi configuration by writing down the SSID and password of the network we want the ESP32 to connect to. Once the ESP32 connects successfully, it will receive an IP address from the router, and that IP address will be the address we use to access our web server. We then initialize the web server on port 18, which is the default port for HTTP communication. Next, the configuration for the NeoPixel strip is declared. In this program, the data pin for the LED is connected to GPIO 23, and the number of LEDs is set to 19. By using the NeoPixel library, we can send color values to the LEDs in RGB format and then display those changes by calling the function strip.show. A variable called LEDState is also defined to keep track of whether the LED is currently on or off. The program then defines three main endpoints for the web server. The first one is a get endpoint at or LED, which is handled by the function handle getLED. When we access the endpoint, the ESP32 will check the current state of the LED and return a JSON response that says either on or off. This is useful if we want to know the current status of the LED without changing it. The second endpoint is a post request at or LED, which is handled by the function handle post LED. This is where we can actually control the LED. If the request body contains the word on, then the ESP32 will set the LED to red, update the LED state variable to true, and turn it on. If the request body contains the word off, then the ESP32 will set the LED color to black, which means off, and update the LED state variable to false. After processing the request, the ESP32 will respond with a JS on end message saying that the status has been updated. If the request is invalid, the ESP32 will return an error message with code 400. This also is simple NAT endpoint at respond with the ESP32 REST API is running. This is basically a quick way to check if the server is alive and properly.
Inside the setup function, the ESP32 first initializes serial communication at 115200 baud so that we can see debugging message in the serial monitor. The LED strip is also initialized and cleared so that all LEDs start in the off state. Then the ESP32 attempts to connect to the Wi-Fi network using the SSID and password we defined earlier. During the connection process, it prints dot to the serial monitor until the connection is successful. Once connected, the ESP32 prints the assigned IP address which we will later use to send requests. After the Wi-Fi connection is established, the program registers the endpoints we talked about earlier, the root path, the get port LED, and the post for our LED. Finally, the server is started and a confirmation message is printed on the serial monitor saying that the web server has started. In the loop function, the command server handle client is continuously called, which means the ESP32 will always check if there is a new client request coming in. If there is, it will process the request and call the corresponding handle function. When the program is running, the workflow is as follows. The ESP32 boots up, connects to Wi-Fi, and waits for requests from another device connected to the same network, such as a laptop or smartphone. We can open a browser or use an application like Postman to send requests. If we type the ESP32's IP address directly, we'll get a simple message saying that the API is running. If we go to list LED with a GET request, we'll see the current state of the LED in JSON format. If we send a post request to LED with the body on, the LED will light up in red, and if we send off, the LED will turn off again. In conclusion, this program is a good example of how the ESP32 can act as both a Wi-Fi client and a REST API server at the same time. It shows how we can control a NeoPixel LED remotely using simple HTTP requests and JSON response. This basic framework can be expanded further into more complex IoT applications such as smart home system for controlling lights and appliance monitoring sensors like temperature or humidity, or integrating with mobile app, and cloud service.